I'm writing a book right now, which is called Rules for Rules Breakers, and my editor is having really terrible time, actually, I think so, because it's just a bunch of images and, like short essays, and it doesn't have any organization in that, so like, it's not just a conversation, it's just my life. But it's kind of my principle, because I think that, when you're treating your life as a puzzle, then you can build interesting, free, moving, beautiful pictures when you don't have this arc we were asking about. So it was more like a natural flow. And after 2014, when we were like alternative president of Russia, and we even played in House of Cards, where we were hanging with the president of Russia, we decided to go back to more like punk aesthetics. But another important things that happened after we were released from jail, we started to learn how to build these alternative institutions, and we organized Media Zona, which is one of the most important Russian independent voices. And we started from covering law enforcement agencies and prisons and courts. And then we started to grow. Now we have 20 people working in our office, and it was interesting feeling for me, because I couldn't believe, I couldn't believe that we are just bunch of activists and punks who used to steal things from supermarket. We're organizing the whole media outlet, and when pro-Kremlin or Kremlin-controlled media agencies are given links to us because they really know that we could trust them, they could trust us. Like when they give links to us, it feels weird, it feels absurd. Like how they can trust us, but they can't, because we are really serious about fact-checking. Not fact-checking, fact-checking. Sorry, Russians. That so somehow we did it, but it was important for me to prove to ourselves and to other people that actually we never had any education in building medias or something like that, and we just spent 2 years in jail. And if those people can create influential media outlet, it means that everybody can do it. And so our question is like, why not a lot of people are doing the same things? And I think it's not uniquely for Russia, it works for America too, because it looks like you really need to have more sources of reliable information.
Yes. Can you talk a little more practically just what Media Zona is and how it functions? Just so everybody knows.
So, I guess the hardest part is to attract funds, because when you work full-time, you have to have something to eat. So we have 20 people who work like that. So in our case, what we were doing, we would make gigs or speaking engagements, right? And we were collecting all this money, and we put all this money to fund Media Zona. And in the last few years, we were doing a lot of things like that. So it means that you have to talk a lot, and then so you find. It was really different in Russia. I'm not sure that you can just take this experience and apply it to America, because it's pretty different. In 2014, we had really bad time for independent media outlets in Russia, partly because of Putin felt empowered after Sochi Olympics, and then he annexed Crimea, and then he felt danger because of the situation in Ukraine. He felt like if something can happen in a country which is our neighbor, it means that something like revolution can happen in Russia too. So he felt like he need to just cut the throat of all independent media outlets. So we were in a unique situation. We have a lot of hungry, amazing journalists. So our job was to just organize all of them and give them space and find a great editor-in-chief. And the way how we picked our editor-in-chief, I met him actually a long time ago on one left forum. And the first question that he asked me was like, hi, are you from Radical Collective? And I'm like, yeah, I am. And he was like, are you ready to burn police cars? And I'm like, whoa, that's a radical man. So, and you know, after almost 10 years, we made an institution with him. And so, you know, we even have registration somehow I mean, we're official media outlet. we're not punks anymore.